Alex THFC. Hello, everyone. Just another video, another live talking about the reaction to the game against Crystal Palace. Another win. The unbeaten run continues, which is very interesting, and there's got a lot of people talking a lot of Tottenham fans getting really excited, maybe going way a little bit all over the top. Let's be honest, because I don't think that we are that great. But I will get into that a little bit more. We've got a lot to go through again today. Well, not too well. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not really envisioning this being a very long live, but it's good to see. It's good to get out there today and speak to you guys after the game. I was there. Another pleasure to be there in the stadium again. But I still am not convinced. I'm not convinced at all. I think today it was a good game in terms of certain players played very well, which we'll get into certain times. But I think if I'm really honest, there's still a long way to go for us, unfortunately, and I don't think we are as good as what people are saying at the moment. I think we are going over the top, and I'm getting a bit fed up of Tottenham fans singing Antonio's name like he's done something. I like Antonio, absolutely think he's been spot on with everything he's done and everything he said. He's been spot on, but us singing his name so early in his tenure says to me that we are. I don't know where we're going with this at all. I mean, even now talking about Pratici being a Don as well, which again, what has he done? He hasn't done anything yet. We haven't even won anything yet. Wouldn't be surprised if we start saying if we won the Carabao Cup, he's a legend. I mean, if we're going to say that, I mean, George Graham's a legend then, and Ronde Ramos is a legend then because they've won the Carabao Cup. So I mean, I think we need to really calm ourselves down. But there are some positives though. There are some positives, and I think we can talk about that as well. But I have to get into this. I have to do some housekeeping. I have to say this. I've got to be very careful what I say because I feel that this is something that I think is becoming an issue for fans and the Premier League. I thought yesterday and Friday was an absolute joke. An absolute joke. The fact that we were still unsure about this game being postponed, I don't know what's going on with what's going on at the moment. Now, me saying this, I'm not going on about COVID because we all know that it's a bad illness. So we can't. I'm not saying anything about that. We're not going to get into that because we're going to talk about the football and what's going on here. COVID is bad. Whatever we look at it, it is bad. It's a bad illness, and people have died from it. So I have respect the fact that people have died from this, and this is a difficult time at the moment. However, I've got to say, if there was any doubt on the game not being played, they should have cancelled it. Should have postponed it on Friday, Saturday. Any doubt at all should have been cancelled. What happened on Saturday and Friday was an absolute joke. All these rumours were going around on all social medias. I don't do Twitter. Like I said, I go on the stream and make it box office. So I don't do Twitter. I do YouTube because I'll just put my face on and just say what I need to say and that's it. Obviously, respectfully. But the fact is that the whole rumor circulation of, oh, this game's going to be cancelled. Oh, and it didn't do anybody a favour because everyone was getting on tenderhooks. And I thought, why? All it needed was someone from the Premier League, Tottenham or Crystal Palace, or someone from the Premier League saying, this is on or this is off. It's quite simple. It doesn't need a lot of soul searching on it. It's either the game's on or game's off. Do it early so people can prepare and say, okay, the game's off. Okay, no worries. At least I can do alternate plans. But until the morning of the game, we're still unsure whether the game's going ahead. That's a joke, an absolute joke. And I'm sorry, there are fans that are paying a lot of money, traveling from very far to get to these games. And even for me, I was sitting there thinking, well, I've got other things I can do. I can do other things. I don't need to be sitting here. Yes, it's a pain. We want to see Tottenham play. Yes, but the fact of the matter is that it's quite simple. You've got something scheduled. That's a promise there for people who want to go there. You've got to clarify things, make sure that it's what's going on, clarification, what is going on to the people that are paying a lot of money to go and see the match and go and traveling up there. And if you don't make clarification on it, that's just bad management as far as I'm concerned. So they need to sort this out, and they need to sort this out quickly, because this is a joke. It's an absolute joke. And I'm sorry, I was not happy about that. Absolutely not happy about that at all. The fact of the matter that we had reporters saying all this stuff. Oh, this is rumor this, rumor that, rumor this. And the fact is that no disrespect to the journalists, because I know it's football. I know it's a London journalist that said it, maybe, but and I have respect for them, because the fact is, they're doing their job, but they're not the Premier League. They are not the Premier League, So the fact is, the Premier League should have took a stance on it and said, this game's on or off. Just make a decision, and that's it. So everyone knows where they stand, and early as well. Day before, there needs to be a deadline as well, because this is a joke, an absolute joke. You can't be having on the morning of the game not deciding when this game's going to be played. It's a joke, absolute joke, and they need to sort it out, and need to sort it out quickly, because I'm not surprised Tottenham fans weren't happy about it. Fans were not happy about it, and obviously it's worked out well. We've won the game. The game went on, fantastic. Obviously we hope that Vieira recovers from COVID. I hope he recovers well, and hopefully he gets back in good health. We do wish him well. We do wish him well. But like I said, I'm not talking about COVID, because we all know it's not easy at the moment. It's not normal at the moment. It's a different situation at the moment. We all know that. That's a fact. Yes, but there should be more decisiveness from the Premier League. If a game's going to be, is any doubt, you should have cancelled. You should have postponed it, and that's it. And made sure the decision was done on Friday or Saturday. There was no reason why it wasn't done on Friday and Saturday. Why is it left to the morning of the game? That's a joke. No one knew. I mean, people are traveling from very far, and I think that's an absolute joke. And the Premier League need to sort themselves out and sort out something better than that at the moment. I've got to be honest. Just need to go through some comments. Here we go. Southside Spurs. Palace are a joke, Alex, trying to get the game called off, and ended up only making one change for the previous game, and that they even made 3 subs, so enough players all along. Well, I mean, I understand that, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I've already said what I've said already. I think the Premier League should have taken charge of it and just at least confirmed that this was definitely going ahead, so people knew what was going on. Because at the end of the day, they've got a duty to the fans that are travelling very, very far. And Boxing Day is not the most easiest day to travel. I mean, those trains will actually go running. So where I was living, so I mean, no road trains were running at all. So it's just really just some clarification. That's all we need. That's all we need, and that's it. Spurs and Premier League didn't feel the need to dignify themselves with the response of their attempts. Well, I don't agree with that. They should have got, at least that's taking responsibility, and that's it. Thank you for your comments, though. By the way, Levy can't be happy either. Less fans in the stadium spending money. We're joking about the ground. He sued that Palace journalist for loss of earnings. I mean, I can't really say anything on that, really. In terms of what you just said there, in terms of the journalists. But what I will say is, like I said, it's just really clarification of, just so the fans know whether the game's on or off, and it has to be done the day before. or 2 days before, like some of the other games that have been cancelled already. I think there's a game that's been cancelled on Tuesday, I think it was, and I can't remember what game it was anyway now. But someone can tell me. But yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to just say on that anyway, because that was something that I thought was just ridiculous for me. I have to be honest, and it just wasn't very good at all, really. But getting onto the game, another win, another win. Um, Not a convincing win in my eyes. Not a very. I mean, there were some very good positives, I would say. Um, I would say definitely, especially the goals that we scored. Um, I thought Crystal Palace were better in the first exchanges. I have to say that they were playing through us a lot. I don't like the lineup. We need to go through the lineup actually. So I'll just put my screen up now, because the team was, again. I'm not enamored with this lineup. I'm not too pleased with this lineup. I've got to be honest. Sanchez, Dyer, Tanganga, Davis obviously was given the rest. Emerson, Reguilon on the wings. I'm sorry, Reguilon for me, again, didn't really do enough for me. Just didn't do enough for me. I wasn't impressed. I've got to be honest. He did a few good crosses, but I mean the thing that annoys me about Reguilon, and I think we'll get into that a little bit into the game. I just feel that he doesn't do enough getting down the wing and trying to cause more problems. He has got a cross on him, but he's just flattered to the sea for me, and I don't feel that. Well, he did well. Um, he did a very very good cross for I think it was. Let me just go back to my notes. Yeah, it was a good cross for Lucas. I think he also was in the part of the second goal as well, which was very good as well. Um, but I mean, I still think he needs to improve. I look at, I think with a little bit of time, I think you'll see the best of him. I think at the moment he's not, he's not doing, he's not consistent enough for me. I don't feel he's actually the best at what he's doing at the moment. I think the only wing back that's really impressed me at the moment, and unfortunately he's injured, is Sessegnon. Sessegnon looks 100 times better than all our wing backs at the moment. I just think everyone's flattened to receive us at the moment. I think Tanganga's definitely not a right wing back. He's definitely not. I think he's all right today in defence. But I don't think really Crystal Palace caused us any problems at the end, towards the end anyway. But I mean, before then, I would say, yeah, that was the thing anyway. Lucas, Højbjerg and Skip. I've got to be honest. I'm not liking that partnership anymore. I don't like it anymore. I don't understand why we get dominated. I don't understand it. I like Skip. I really do like Skip. Højbjerg was actually not that bad today. And he was varying his game. He was putting balls over the top to Emerson, finding when Emerson was in space, and I think it was very very effective. But for me, I think there's something missing there. Definitely something missing. And that's where it comes down to the whole thing with the front three for me. Um, I think I feel better with a five in midfield and then have two up front, rather than a three up front. I just don't think it works at all. Lucas played very well today, but I just think if you played against a very deep line team, I think he'll struggle. I just think he would struggle. I think he'll be lost. Song, he looks lost sometimes. And Kane wasn't even in the game until he scored the goal. So yeah, it's a formation that a lineup that I'm not liking. I don't like. I'm not too. It just doesn't get me going. It doesn't get me excited enough for me. And I think there will be changes. I don't think that's going to. I don't think that line is going to stay. And if you ask me, I don't think there's going to be new signings coming into this lineup. I think it's going to be some of the backup team that are going to play as well. So yeah, I mean, playing a Palace team that I think I don't think they're in good form actually at the moment. They're struggling at the moment. It's just been very unlucky. Just going on to the comments. Yeah, thank you for your comments. I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to get it wrong, so I do apologise. Why are you not convinced we are unbeaten under Conte? Well, that I've answered that question my last stream. It's not convincing for me. No, I think we've got a lot of still long way to go. I think Conte summed it up in his post-match comments. He said that we are good on the transitions, very good on the transitions with our pace because we've got some very good pace on the wings. When you've got Emerson and you've got Reguilon on the wings as well, and then you've got Skip as well, who, I mean, when he gets going, he can really drive through a midfield. Definitely, he didn't really have that much opportunity to do that this time round. I've got to say, but yeah, I just feel that this is not convincing for me. I don't like the lineup. I think we're too counter-attack focused for me. I don't think we dominate the game. I feel that we could do more in terms of trying to use the midfield to dominate, and I don't think the midfield dominates enough for me. It's missing something. People can say it's a creator. I think it might be another extra midfielder in that midfield and play, the two up front. But yeah, and I think there's too much temptation for Kane to go deep and start playing that playmaker role, which for me doesn't really help Tottenham at all. Really, for me, I think that we do look good at set pieces. I think that's improved immensely, especially with Son with his free kicks and his corners. I think he does a very good set piece. Definitely, Lucas has definitely improved on his finishing ability and his end product recently. Recently, I would say, but I do feel that he can. I feel that he needs. I still feel that he does go into blind alley sometimes when he still doesn't. I was impressed the fact that he went, taking the wings. He went tried to get us width, tried to give us more width this time round, which was more impressive. What I don't like for Lucas, sometimes he keeps on running his head down and just runs and just goes into the defender. It doesn't goes into the middle a lot of the time. He is finding some good end product though, getting some good through balls through and stuff. And he was very effective. If I had to put a man in the match, I definitely would say him, definitely. But he is definitely becoming very effective, definitely. I mean, towards before that first goal, let's be honest, Crystal Palace were dominating. They were dominating. And really, it was just a case of if they had more impetus up front, it was kind of like the Norwich game. Norwich had a lot of the ball. They were playing good triangles, getting through, passing it round, getting it round. And, they just didn't have that end product, didn't have that clinical edge in front of them. And unfortunately, that was their undoing as far as I'm concerned, unfortunately. But it was a good goal. It was a good goal that we scored on the transition again. It was from Royale. So the ball over to Lucas. Lucas running on the transition, running down the wing, and then finding the ball right to Kane, and Kane just puts it through to Kane, and Kane goes, shoots and scores. And it's that way that he uses his feet just to whip it into the goal. And I thought that was very, very good from him. Very, very good from him. I was, that for me, I think he enjoys that more for me when he scores those sort of goals. I think I've got to be honest, he does really enjoy those sort of goals, definitely. But yeah, definitely very, very good. Another comment here from I do apologize if I get your name wrong. I really do. I don't want to say your name wrong at all. So that's why I don't want to say your name wrong at all. Um, 4 clean sheets out of 6 in the Premier League. Yeah, great. But I mean, if you look in context, look at the teams that we played. Um, I mean, I say in those games that we've won, I think the best game for me is 100% Liverpool. Liverpool was the best game for me, absolutely 100%. Um, I wasn't I mean I wasn't impressed with the West Ham game. I thought the first half wasn't that bad against West Ham. Second half, I thought West Ham, if they had Antonio up front, that would have been 2-2, and then it would have been a question mark whether we got through or not. West Ham had a few players that were out, unfortunately, in that game. So for them, anyway, I'm glad we beat them because they needed been put down a peg or two. But however, I do feel that there's certain games that we've been okay, we've been okay. But I think there's still weaknesses there. I think you can still get at Dyer when they play at the back. There was certain good times though. There was good periods where we were passing it around and doing a lot of things. But we will get onto why I think we did do that more, because I think, I thought the game was over after sending off, but we're going a little bit too ahead of ourselves anyway. Um, but yeah, I mean, you make a good point, but like I said, I don't agree with you. I've got to be honest. I do not agree with you, unfortunately. Um, here's a comment from Mr. K. Hi, Mr. K. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you as well. So yeah, I mean, for me, not. I mean, for me, the first half, and it was good. It was good momentum, because then we ended up getting another goal straight after that. So that really killed off the game. Another good um, good move from Lucas, starting off the move, getting into Kane in that pivot role, trying to create again. Putting it over to Royale crosses it in. A good cross. It was a very good cross, and Lucas, a very good header. He got above Anderson. Anderson just didn't attack the ball at all, and Lucas, who is, you've got to say, he has the most great determination, really good determination, just to head it right in. Sorry if I look like I'm heading butting the screen in front of you, but just to head it right away, head it into the goal. And it was just the way that he did it. He was the only person to just go and just get that header in, and he was so determined to get that header in. And for me, that was a very, very good goal, very impressive goal. It was just really well worked. I thought really well well really well illustrated. And yeah, I for me, I thought that was a very, very good goal. I thought that was a really, really good goal, and I think for me, Moore is really, really impressing me at the moment. Very much impressing me at the moment. I think, but I think there's still. I'm still don't like the lineup. I don't like the lineup at all. I've got to be honest. Um, and maybe because I've made my thoughts on Kane already. I don't really think we need to repeat ourselves anyway. But we'll see what happens anyway. Again, here we go. Another comment here. We need 5 in midfield. Control is everything. Yeah, I agree with you there, 100%. Mr. K, reckon we are top 4? No, we're not. I've told you already that we're not top 4. I told you why we're not top 4. Thank you for your comment, Mr. K, but you know my thoughts on it already. 73 points or more, 70 points or more. We're not going to get that. Not with this team at the moment. No, we're not. I mean, if you think Arsenal are going to get top 4, you're having a laugh. Not with that team. They're not going to get 73 points or more. The teams that are going to get top 4, Manchester City, who are lucky today, because that was definitely not a 5-6-3 game. Definitely not. If you saw that game, I mean, Leicester looked very good actually. I don't think we're actually better than Leicester, to be honest with you. Um, Chelsea will get top four. Liverpool get top four, and I think Manchester United with that team will get top four. That's the top four for me. They'll get 70 points or more. We will not. We will come unstuck against teams definitely. It'll be interesting to see how we. I mean, I may change my mind in April, but until April, I'm not changing my mind. So I'm not convinced at all. Especially the way that we perform. Be performing. The only performance, like I said, that we looked good was Liverpool, and Liverpool was very very good. I thought very good. I think we looked looked like a team that was going to create more for me. But yeah, that's just me for me. But yeah, thank you for your comments. Thank you for your comment, Mr. K. But yeah, just on that, I mean, honestly, I mean, Luke, the goal from Lucas was very very good. Was very good. I thought he started off the move very very well. You know, the header was fantastic, determination, and he has developed. He has grown. He has grown. It just see if he can carry on with this, continue this development, and see where he goes. I think that's the main thing, really. I don't think we can go over the top about him because we all know that he has his deficiencies, and he can be very slack sometimes in attack sometimes, but he does work very very hard, so that's a positive anyway. Another key moment of the game was Saha's red card. Sanchez does very very well to to fend him off, and he just gets really frustrated. And I think that unfortunately is something with Saha. He just gets very very frustrated sometimes, and it just got the better of him, unfortunately. Very much got a very and he threw him to the ground. He was on a yellow card. I don't remember when he got a yellow card, his first yellow card. I don't think I saw it when I was in the ground, but he scored. He when he went to the ground, referee straight away went to his pocket, and unfortunately for him, that was his end of his game. Unfortunately for him, good for us because it did kill off the game. Did definitely kill off the game for us. Well, it killed off the game for me anyway. And we were playing against 10 men. So yeah, very very impressive from us, and we continued to impress very well, really. So yeah, and that was really it. The first half. First half for me um, was at the start wasn't that bad. Um, well, the first half wasn't that didn't end up being too bad, but you know, at the end, I think we still could have done more. I think we didn't dominate. We just didn't dominate. I thought at the beginning anyway. Beginning wise, I think that we dominated enough for me. We didn't capitalize on, and I think this is where I have my criticisms. I didn't think that we actually capitalized on the fact that they were down to 10 men more. I don't think we ran them ragged, really pushed, used the pitch bigger, made the pitch bigger for me. And that was the more frustrating thing for me, really. And I think against other teams, I mean, there's teams that are going to be more better more better in the sense that they will be more they'll be more they'll be more stronger in defense and have a more strength in being tight at the back, and then maybe even trying to break us and get ahead of us as well. So for me, I'm not having it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not having it for me. Just going back onto the comments. Did you get your headphones from work? And then there we go. First yellow card was also his first yellow card was also on Sanchez. Yeah, I mean he just got wound up. got wound up, really, didn't he, Saha? But he did kill off the game for me. And Tottenham could have done better. Tottenham should have done more for me. I don't think we did. I don't think we did enough to because I think Palace were there for the taking. For me, definitely had did have um, uh, definitely did. I'm trying to even get my words out. Sorry. We did wind him up anyway, definitely, and I think it just killed off the game completely. We didn't get there. We just the game was finished for me, and Palace didn't have any answer. It's just unlucky for them, but I guess when you look back, when we played them at Selhurst Park, I mean, we were very unlucky as well in certain way. I mean, attacking wise, we weren't very good, weren't we? But defensively, we weren't that bad. But then in saying that, were we going to score? That was the question. We didn't like scoring against Palace, against at Selhurst Park that game. This game, at least we were scoring, and that's the main thing, isn't it? And again, I mean, we weren't playing that well, so that's a positive. We have to say that. We have to say that, don't you? Squad needs Ericsson to break down teams that go ultra defensive. Well, I think Conte just said something about that. He mentioned a little bit about that as well. He said basically we look good on the transitions, but ultimately, when we're tight, when the team's really, really tight, we need to look at ways to try and break them down. And I think that's where my question marks on the team, really. That's why I don't like this lineup. I don't like the lineup at all. I think we're too geared up to being a counter-attacking team. And also, like I said, I don't feel that Højbjerg and Skip are actually very good shield for the defence. And that's not me being picky, but I just feel that I don't understand why certain teams are dominating us. I mean, Crystal Palace at the beginning were dominating us. They were getting into the game. We started to get into the game more towards the end, and we did score those 2 goals, but they were on a breakaway. Let's be honest. And it was some very good into play, which were very, very good. And it is a positive that we score goals on the transition. However, I still feel that there's still more for me, and against a better team, we would be unstuck for me. So for me, again, like I said, I can disagree with Conte. I mean, I like Conte. I think he's been spot on with everything. To be honest with you, about certain players, I think he's been absolutely spot on. I've put that on my stream. I've said this on other streams, definitely. On my stream anyway. But for me, not. I don't think we're good enough. I don't think we're still good enough. And that's it really for me. It's why you're looking so depressed. We won last 4 games. That's 6 under Conte, improving every game. Well, I've already told you, Chris, why I think that we're not that good enough. I don't like the lineup. I think we're too geared up for counter-attacking football, and I don't think that the centre midfield are doing what they should be doing. I think we get dominated too much in midfield, and I don't think that defense is actually that great. To be honest with you, I think if you put pressure on it, I think it can be got at very, very easily. Case in point, West Ham. So I think there still needs to be better. There are some positives. I think Bergwijn should have played. Also, I should have mentioned that as well. Bergwijn should have played. I thought he was very unlucky not to get into the team because he played really well against West Ham. I was very impressed with him. It was interesting that he taken off Kane in the second half, which I was pleased about because I thought that he needed that rest. He needed that rest. So I think that was good anyway. So yeah, that's one thing I would definitely say anyway. But second half, I mean, for me, second half, I think we could have done much better. I think I just think that it was just really. I think we're huffing and puffing. I thought, we're down. The Crystal Palace were down to 10 men, And I just thought we didn't do it. It just didn't do enough for me. Just didn't do enough for me. I just thought West Ham, I think towards until the 74th minute, we weren't really we weren't really doing too much, to be honest with you. We did have our chances. Again, I have to say, what is Reguilon doing and what Emerson were doing? I mean, I think Emerson, for me, he does go. Emerson did well today. I think he could do more. Reguilon, for me, he does some good crosses, but he doesn't do it enough. He's not consistent. He's not consistent enough. I think that he doesn't take on his man, and that's annoying for me. I've got to be honest. And we just didn't dominate midfield. I don't think Kane was actually in the game. To be honest with you, I think there was one person behind me, and he was saying that, well, Kane's not getting any chances, isn't he? He's been non-existent. He hasn't been given any chances, and I was like, well, I'm not surprised. Am I surprised? So I think for a team that was down 10 men with their best player sent off, because Saha is their best player, other than the other player, which I can't remember at the top of my head. It will come back to me. It will come back to me. But for me, we can do so much more. We can definitely do so much more. It was Gallagher. That's it. Gallagher. That's the player. Gallagher. So yeah, Gallagher was kind of non-existent really towards the end. I think he got subbed off because he was that frustrated. Edmund, oh my gosh, how the mighty have fallen. I don't think I've seen that much of Edmund, to be honest with you, since he scored the goal. So I mean that just sums it all up, doesn't it? Really. Let's just look at some of the comments. Why should Vine play over Lucas, man of the match, which was deserved? Would you not play Son then? Yeah, I don't think Son would have played. Yeah. I think Bergwijn should have played instead of Son, because I think Son was. I think Bergwijn deserved another chance, in my opinion, anyway. So I think that's the thing for me. So I do agree with you there. That Lucas has been playing well. So yeah, I think Lucas deserves to be still playing. Yeah, definitely. I think whether Kane should be playing, I mean, I've given you my thoughts on Kane anyway. I think Bergwijn should have played. Well, if you think of him as a striker, I think you need to give him more of an opportunity like a striker. So yeah, that's just my opinion, really. Preserving energy with game already won, as we another game in 2 days, mate. Well, yeah, true, but that was an opportunity to take the game to Palace, as far as I'm concerned. So I don't agree with you there. I've got to be honest. I have to be honest, really. So yeah. Just to say something. If people are going to spam the chat, I'm just going to ignore you. I know I'm new at this game, but you're not going to get the better of me on that one. I've got to be honest. So if you're going to spam the chat, I'm not going to listen to you. Thank you for all your comments, by the way. The people that are genuine on here, thank you for that. But I'm just going to just completely ignore you. Whoever's spamming the chat. Good try, but you're not going to get the better of me on this one, unfortunately. Yeah, Chris, sending off. We were 2 up before the sending off, and had quiet 25 minutes, but still scored. Yeah, that's the point. He did have a quiet 25 minutes. I mean, to be honest, he didn't have that much service. To his credit, he stayed up front this time, and I think that's what he needs to be doing up front. Stay up front, being a striker. And it's down to the other members of the squad to create for him. He shouldn't be creating, doing everything, because then it becomes a Harry Kane team, and then we become this over-reliance on Kane. So for me, I do totally agree with you, definitely on that. And But yeah, he did score. I think he enjoys those sort of goals as well because you saw him against Liverpool when he scored. He really enjoyed that goal. He really enjoyed that goal. You could see it in his face. He was just really enjoying it. And I think he enjoys those sort of goals. So he's getting in form, definitely. Um, I still think he needs to move on. But I mean, if you want to watch my other videos and see what I said there, please watch that because I've already spoken about him already. Reguilon kept Aurier out the game, Alex. Oh, I don't agree with that, to be honest with you. I think the sending off did um, influence the game in that sense. And I think Reguilon defensively is okay, but I still think he needs to improve on it. There's a better player in him, to be honest with you. We did have chances in that second half. We were huffing and puffing, I would say. I don't think there was really a lot of chances. I think I did like. I mean, I don't rate Højbjerg. I still don't rate him. I think for me, he needs to be focusing more as a box-to-box sort of midfielder because I think he's very effective in that way. Because for me, when he's defensive, he does a good job, but I don't think he does enough for me. He doesn't do enough. There was some good quality from him against West Ham, and it was because he was going box to box. And I think that quality is what we need to push him to do more of. I think, and I think we'll get the more. I think we'll get a lot out of him doing that. To be honest with you, because he's a good. He does create a lot of. He does create some good chances for us. He has got some good. He has got a good ball on him. He has got a good ball on him, and there's some good opportunities where he's going pushing passing it all to, doing those long passes to Emerson and putting him through. And it was some good ideas, really good ideas from him. So I think he needs to do more of that for me. Definitely needs to do more of that. And I think that's something that I think was something that I think that he needs to do definitely. Second half, I think it just wasn't. It was very huff and puff, definitely. And I think the substitutions kind of made us a little bit more trying just preserving our lead, and that was it really. Crystal Palace didn't have anything to really throw at us. Really, they had the old corner, and that was it really. And then on 74 minutes, another really good break on the right hand side again, um, a cross from Lucas from the right hand side, and Son scores. I mean, there was a question mark on the goal because I think it was Tompkins that was had his foot out, and it's just a question mark on offside. But it was a good goal, very good goal. I think it just summarised the whole game. I think it finished the whole game, completed the whole game for us, and completed a fantastic performance from Moira, who was really effective. I think the thing that I liked about Moira today that he was going down the wings. He wasn't trying to go down the centre, which for me, I don't like that. I don't like that because I think he goes nowhere when he goes in the centre sometimes. So I don't like that. Um, there was some subs. Bergwijn came on. He was okay. I don't think he was that great. I've got to be honest. I think he needs a little bit more game time in that position. I'm glad Kane came off because he needs to come off, preserve his energy because he's. I mean, whatever you like, or whether I like it or not, he will play the next game, 100%. Because I mean, he is our only striker, and I mean, Conte looks at him as our only striker at the moment. Um, but I mean, I think he was all right. I was confused why Undombele came on. For me, I think Undombele. I think we need to him go in the in the in the January transfer window on loan because I don't think he's going to fit the mold of what Conte wants. Working hard. I mean, I was a bit worried about that substitution. I've got to be honest. I mean, I know that Højbjerg needs a rest, um, but for me, didn't do anything. It was good to see Gil playing again. He got his chance again, and that was good. Um, I think he needs a little bit more game time for me. I think he needs a little bit more game time. Um, so that's going to take time for me. But it's nice that he got to run out. It's nice that he got to run out today. But it was a overall a good victory. Um, but I still feel that there are still a lot of question marks on that, and I'm still not convinced. I'm not convinced overall. My thoughts, and that's it. Um, and that's why I say that that there are some good things about what I saw today in terms of Kane staying up front, Moira on the right hand side and creating for us, and scoring that goal as well. Emerson was actually not that bad. He wasn't that bad. I still think he's raw. The way that he plays, I think he's still raw, and he still needs to improve on certain things. Um, but yeah, I think overall defensively, I think we're okay. I don't think Palace actually troubled us, but I mean, I think like I said before, um, the when the sending off happened, I think that didn't help us at all. Didn't help Palace at all. I think that killed off the game for us. But I think we could have scored more. I think that we'd be disappointed that we didn't score more goals. Didn't didn't use the space that Palace had, left us as well, because there was still lots of spaces for us to play in, and we didn't take advantage of that. And I think that was the best. That was the disappointing thing for me in the game. I think definitely. Um, Definitely, I thought that we weren't convincing enough for me, and I think against a better team, I think we would have got found out. Really, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on that anyway. But overall, good victory, just not convinced, and don't like the lineup. So yeah, that's just my summing up of the game. Um, Also, substitutions for me didn't really have an effect, I would say. I don't think we pressed enough to get more goals. But it's a clean sheet, so I think in some way. But then against 10 men, you expect a clean sheet, don't you? Really. Um, but yeah, he's doing well in terms of creating a good team for Tottenham at the moment, Conte. But I wouldn't be singing his name out at the moment because I think we've still got a long way to go. Definitely. Um, to go on to the Southampton game, another crucial game, definitely. What did you make of Brian Gill's cameo last 10 minutes? Um, like I said, I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that great. I think it was okay. I think he looked like a player that needs more game time. Like I said before, so I think if we give him more game time, I think he will he he will improve. But I think at the moment, I think lack of game time is not really helping him at all. I think we might have to look in the January transfer window to see whether, because it looks like now we are at the conference league. I don't know if we're going to fight that at all. But with lack of games at the moment, I can see him going on loan, um, just to give him some game time, because I don't think he'd be happy to be sitting on the bench a lot of the time as well. And in crucial games, I don't know whether he'll risk him. So, but I mean, we've got a lot of games. We've got two games in quick succession during this period. So this Christmas period. So it'll be interesting to see if he does get some game time. But for me, I think he needs a little bit more game time for me, and that he looked a bit rusty. That's the thing for me. I think he looks a bit rusty, and that's it really. Um, to go on to the game against Southampton. I mean, Southampton won today against West Ham. Now, for me, Another tricky game. Another tricky game. Our fitness would be very crucial in this game because I know that Southampton are a team that are renowned for their running, their pressure. Hustle and Hootle likes attacking, very pacey team. Also, you got Ward Prowse, who's very, very good set piece taker as well. I think that will trouble us a lot, definitely. But it'll be interesting to see who he plays. I think from what we saw from the substitutions today, you can see that Kane's definitely going to play with Son and Moira again. I think he's going to go with that trio, and he's definitely going to play Højbjerg again. Definitely, it's interesting to see that he gave Davis a rest, so I think he'll definitely play him that game as well. It'd be interesting to see his formation as well. I honestly do not think he's going to continue with that lineup because unfortunately for me, there are some holes there for me where we're going to become unstuck against a better teams really. I think so. I think Tottenham are making progress, but there's still a long way to go. Awful long way to go, and I think this is going to be another tricky game for us going forward. But I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the same team that he played against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. I think it'll be interesting to see whether he will do that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think that's all I need to say at the moment in regards to that. I think I've finished. I think I've said all I need to say today. But yeah, I think at the moment, yeah, I think things are going well and steady. But again, like I said, I think there's a lot. I think there's still a lot to improve upon. And to be fair to him, Conte, he said it himself. He said it himself, and you know, I think he has been spot on with everything he has said. You know, he's not going overboard. Like I think, unfortunately, I think some Tottenham fans are going overboard with the fact that we are, you know, and I don't think you can really look at the table at the moment. I think we are very far away from being anyway as a top team. It'd be interesting to see how we play in the Carabao Cup. That would be crucial. But unfortunately, with the Carabao Cup, it is only going to get us into the Europa Conference League. So, but it'll be a good confidence builder if we do get through that tie. So, you know, for me, you know, we've got to just take every game as it comes and then take it from there, really. So, there's a lot to smile about, but there's still, for me, a lot of question marks on certain things. And again, like I said, the format, the lineup for me isn't going to stay the way it is at the moment because that midfield and the wing backs as well. I mean, I've heard some rumours that, and it is rumours that he's looking for a right wing back. Well, that's not a surprise because let's be honest here, the right wing backs haven't really done a lot for me. For Conte to say, well, I've got a good team, I've got a good right wing backs, and that's it really. So I think he'll look at that. Whether he'll get what he wants, I don't know. But there's lots to be happy. There's lots to be excited about though. But I think we still have to be grounded in what we our expectations though. But I think I've gone into everything in terms of the game. So yeah, thank you for everybody for listening and watching and your comments and stuff. And whether I will do another video before the Southampton game, I will see. It depends on what comes out or whether there's anything else to say. But really enjoy speaking to all you guys. Thank you for your comments. And yeah, and I hope you all had a great Christmas. Sorry, I should even mention that at the beginning. But I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you all Have a great evening as well, and enjoy yourselves. Be safe, stay safe, and we'll talk to you later on. Goodbye, everybody.